You'll never, ever get your head around how big the universe is. Don't go there, it's just vast, it's enormous. There's no way a human mind, I think, can actually comprehend the true immensity of the universe. We're happy with the size of an elephant, or the size of a tree, or maybe even the size of Durham Cathedral. But I think if we go beyond that, then our brains just start to run out of gas. The nearest star to the sun is Proxima Centauri, and that, it turns out, is 40 trillion kilometers away. That's 40 million kilometers away from the Earth.
Such numbers start to become incomprehensible, and that's why astronomers have adopted an alternative unit of measurement for such vast distances, the light year.
A light year is the distance that light will travel in 1 year. If you imagine light moving around the Earth in 1 second, so in that time, light would travel around the Earth over 7 times. So that's fast. The speed of light is 300,000 kilometers a second.
So 1 light year is about 9 million kilometers. We pointed the Hubble telescope at what at first appeared to be a very dark and ordinary patch of the night sky.
If you imagine holding up your finger with a grain of sand on it and looking at the patch of sky that grain of sand blocks out, that's the field that the telescope zoomed in onto. And what the telescope saw was incredible.
Every single speck of light in this photo is a galaxy. 10,000 galaxies in a patch of sky the size of a grain of sand held at arm's length. If this tiny patch of sky is like every other, then we can calculate how many galaxies are out there.
The visible universe contains around 100 billion galaxies. Each one of those galaxies contains around about 100 billion stars. That means the visible universe contains something like 10,000 million stars. That means there are more stars in the visible universe than there are grains of sand on the Earth. So we've said the universe is big. I'm going to try and give you some idea how big. Imagine the Earth as a grain of sand. If that was the case, then our solar system, out to the orbit of the planet Neptune, would be as big as Durham Cathedral. So now let's imagine we take our solar system and we shrink it down to the size of this grain of sand. Then our galaxy, the Milky Way, would be 1,000 times bigger than this cathedral. So now we take the Milky Way galaxy and shrink it down to the size of the grain of sand. The cathedral would be the entire visible universe. The universe is big. It's really big.